I would say right now there's more fascination with cocktails than in the 28 years that I've been working behind the bar. People are just fascinated with cocktails. Cocktails are showing up everywhere, in great restaurants, in local pubs, and consumers have a great interest in making cocktails at home. I think they're a little intimidated, so we need to teach them that it's easy to make great cocktails, and great cocktails have great histories, they have great stories, and there's something that everybody can share with their friends and family, and they're easy to make.
Go.
I was very, very blessed to grow up in the bar business, and my cousin Helen David, who opened the Brass Rail Bar in 1937, first taught me how to mix a drink, and I started there in 1980 and started really to enjoy and understand classic cocktails and the true love of bartending. In 1993, I moved to New York City, and I met Dale DeGroff at the Rainbow Room, and I just sat at the bar, and I watched him tend bar, and I watched his passion for the craft, and I realized what a wonderful profession I was part of, and from that day on, I just wanted to be the best bartender that I could be, and that's brought me to us today. I think the cocktail is such a fascinating history, and it lends itself to all parts of the world, that we could start off in New Orleans and talk about the history of the Sazerac, which was perhaps the first American cocktail, and go to the Sazerac bar at the Fairmont Hotel, and we can stop at the old Absinthe House and have an absinthe drip now that absinthe is legal again in the United States. We can go from there, we can go over to Paris, and where absinthe really got its start during the Bohemian culture that was in the cafes of Paris. We can go to Harry's New York Bar, because when Prohibition hit the United States, a lot of the great bartenders of that era, they left the United States and they went to the UK, they went to Paris. One of those was Harry McLahone, who opened Harry's New York Bar in Paris, which is the birthplace, as we'll find out, of the Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary by another American barman, Pete Pedio. So we can go to the Eiffel Tower, we can go to the Louvre, and then we can go to Harry's and have a couple Bloody Marys. Then we'll sneak around the corner to the Ritz. Gonna have to wear a jacket though, and see Colin Field. And Colin Field's perhaps one of the premier barmen of the world. We stop in at the Hemingway Bar, where Hemingway would drink Death in the Afternoon. And Death in the Afternoon's a fabulous cocktail of champagne with absinthe. But he did claim that you should never drink more than 4 of those. So. Afterwards, we'll go over to one of my favorite restaurants, Chez Henri, which does this fabulous duck confit. We'll have that with some beautiful Bordeaux wine, and then it'll be time for a nap, a little siesta. Perhaps later we'll jump on the train, we'll head down to Nice and eat some sea urchin. It's so beautiful, especially in the late spring, early summer. Get a little cabana on the beach, eat sea urchin, and go to the open market. And I'm sure at the open market we'll find some fun ingredients. We'll take it back, and I'm going to mix up some fabulous cocktails just for you. I want it to be an understanding of this cultural thing we call a cocktail. The cocktails are an American creation, but due to issues that, like Prohibition in the United States, they've really, everywhere in the world has a cocktail culture of some sort, a drinking culture of some sort, and I think it would be fabulous to bring that into people's homes so they can understand and realize that it's not just a cold beer at your local bar. It's this great history, this great stories, these great people making great drinks and beverages around the world, and each one has its own story, and each one's going to be delicious to drink.
Great.